Welcome to our very first, I guess, vlog, you might call it. I'm Matthew, Freedom Home Services. I've got Lianne Hofer with me. She is the owner of the Clutter Consultant in the Charlotte area. And I'm really excited to talk to her today because I think she brings a really unique perspective to being in our houses right now. This is being recorded during the COVID-19 pandemic, and everybody is literally stuck at their house. And so maybe those things that you've had all over your house never drove you crazy before, but now they are.
Yeah.
And you may be wondering, how in the world does that relate to home inspections? But we'll get to that later. But Lianne, thank you so much for joining me. And I guess why did you start the Clutter Consultant? Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Cool. Thanks for having me. So the Clutter Consultant actually started in a friend's pantry. I was visiting with a friend and had retired from my career in dental and was looking at her saying, I'm at a crossroads and I have no idea what to do. So was hanging out and went into her pantry to grab a snack, probably something not healthy, probably something that I should not have been eating. And as I'm hanging out in her pantry, throwing stuff over my shoulder, this is stale, this is open, this is empty, she said, oh my God, that's what you need to do.
Wow.
And that's how it got started.
That's incredible. So where are you at with it today? What do you help people do? I mean, because clutter can mean a lot, I think, to a lot of different people.
Sure. So the clutter that I work with predominantly is the physical clutter. So working in your homes, now that everyone's spending time in their homes, they're discovering things about their homes that they didn't know.
Yes.
And yeah, right? I mean, I think the first thing everybody said when they were stuck at home was, I'm going to clean out a closet. The first week I got text messages from all these people that I knew. I cleaned out my pantry, before and after pictures. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, but that's a huge win, right?
Totally. Oh my gosh, yay you. I mean, go for it.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you know anything about like what it does to our psyche, like the psychology behind it, like when you're able to physically free up clutter?
So there is a whole aspect to that. So when you free up the physical clutter, the energy in the home, the energy in the space, if you're into feng shui, the feng shui is the flow of energy in a space. Now it can flow better because you don't have all this stuff caught up in kind of bunching up the energy. Yeah. Think of it almost like clutter comes from the Middle English verb meaning to clot. So if you think of a blood clot, it stops the flow of blood. So if you've got all this clutter hanging around, it stops the flow of energy. So when you remove all those piles and you eliminate that stuff, it now allows the energy flow in the home to flow better.
Very interesting. I did not know that.
That is a total feng shui answer.
Hey, that's great. Like a blood clot. That's really, I mean, that's a really good, I mean, just today, literally stubbed my toe. Clutter ruined the feng shui and my whole attitude.
And that's a whole different ball of wax. Then we have to go into my happiness training and start talking about being happy and how you have to change your mindset so that doesn't ruin your day.
Yes. Yeah.
That's an entirely different broadcast.
That's probably, yeah, definitely. And I think that's probably something that's really needed right now too, with everything that's going on. So yeah, absolutely. Well, great. So as far as how can you help people right now while they're in their homes? What's a great thing that you can provide to them as a service that could help them maximize this advantage? I mean, people are updating their houses, people are changing things in the home. What can you do during this time, or really any time? But
well, yeah, now that we have this gift of you have to stay home and nothing's open, what else are you going to do, right? Yeah. What an awesome time for spring cleaning. How apropos that it happens now.
Yes.
So I am offering virtual consultations where we do a FaceTime and I take a tour of your house virtually and we come up with a game plan. And for other people, we do, or in conjunction with that, we can do accountability calls to keep you on top of going through your things.
Yeah.
And just kind of, okay, well, here's some ideas, work it through, see how it goes, perhaps available by text. I have a few people who are sending me text for check-ins to keep them on task.
Yeah.
Other people were doing actual phone calls. And we have a couple of clients that we actually get on the phone with and stay on the phone with for a couple of hours at a time where they have our attention 100%.
Wow.
So there's a bunch of different opportunities.
That's awesome. I think for me personally, I need some sort of like a schedule. Like, hey, this week or today, whatever, do this. I think the little victories, for me at least, build on top of one another. And then, even at the end of the day, just having that feeling of accomplishment that I did something, whether it's organizing my drawers or doing whatever.
Absolutely, or getting all the laundry done so that you can organize your drawers. Sometimes that's the way, right?
I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that.
Okay, so we need to have a lesson on how to operate the washing and the drying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll do another vlog on that later, I guess. So.
Yes, I do believe the dryers eat our socks.
Yes, totally agree. Just like they may also be underneath the beds. But again, if we got rid of all that clutter, we might be able to see under the bed.
Yeah. We had one client a couple years ago. She actually hadn't done laundry, and when they needed socks and underwear, they would go to the store and buy more. And when they moved with all these dirty clothes.
Wow.
So we were getting ready to get into the closets and set them up, and it was a new house. Let's get through all that. And we decided that our time would be best spent taking all of her clothes to the laundromat and getting everything cleaned. So I'm going to ask you to guess how many loads of laundry we did.
20. More? 50.
Not quite. 35.
Still. Anything?
35. That's 35 loads of laundry. Yeah.
Wow.
And what was great is that all of the laundry was done at once. And sometimes it just gets ahead of you. And sometimes you just have to say, you know what, this is the best choice. And that's what you do. Now, of course, in the middle of COVID, that's not going to happen. But
Sure.
But yeah, we've done that a couple of times for people. She definitely got the award for the most loads of laundry.
I don't know if I want that award.
Yeah. Well, it's easier to keep a smaller number of things in your closet, your drawers, in your working wardrobe, so that when you do the wash, it's easier to put it away. So if you have an unlimited supply of socks, it's way easier to let that go on for a long period of time. Where if you cut the number down, even if you just go in and just pull half of them out, as they get holey and stained and whatever, and you lose them, it's easier to keep up with what you have.
Wow. Well, I think you have a wealth of knowledge, and just in a very short little bit of time here, we've been chatting. I'm sure that it's going to pique the interest of a lot of people. What's the best way that people can get in touch with you right now?
So they can find me on Facebook at The Clutter Consultant, or they can find me at theclutterconsultant.com.
Awesome. Cool. Well, Lianne, thank you so much for taking the time. I greatly appreciate it. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.